Chapter 7. Success Predictors, Areas of Life. A question as old as time. Why some succeed in life while others fail? The aim of this piece is to address specific areas of life most people care about, and the traits that drive success or failure in these areas. School grades. The two best predictors of academic success are IQ and energy and industriousness. Smart people who work hard tend to succeed, while dumb people who are lazy tend to fail. Corporate jobs, complex jobs. In most corporate jobs, complex jobs, the two best predictors of success are IQ and energy industriousness. Notice that the best predictors of academic success and the best predictors of success in complex jobs are the same. People who do well in school tend to also do well in the corporate world. This is not because the knowledge gained in school enhances performance in the corporate world. It doesn't. Most of the information you learn in school has no real-world application. It is because the traits that enable a person to succeed in school also enable a person to succeed in the corporate world. A high IQ and the energy to work 60+ hours a week. Addendum. Low neuroticism, low agreeableness, and being good-looking are also advantages for succeeding in the corporate world. Having a high stress tolerance, being willing to harm others for one's own gain, and benefiting from the halo effect of physical attractiveness, all boost lifetime earnings. Job interviews. Despite what hiring managers might tell you, job interviews do not select for competence. They select for likability. The correlation between success in job interviews and performance in most complex jobs is dead zero. IQ and energy industriousness are what predict success in complex jobs. What predicts success in job interviews? Extroversion, agreeableness, height, and physical attractiveness. Job interviews select for people who are extroverted, agreeable, tall, and good-looking like me. Seduction and dating. There are traits that reliably predict how attractive or not attractive a man will be in the eyes of women. Looks, socioeconomic status, and confidence are the best predictors of a man's romantic success with women. Men who are good-looking have massive cocks, high status in the macro-dominance hierarchy, high socioeconomic status, and low on neuroticism, in other words confident, tend to do very well with women. On the other hand, men who are ugly, have tiny cocks, low status in the macro-dominance hierarchy, or poor, and high on neuroticism, in other words fearful, are considered repulsive by women. In some sense, what men are like is a reflection of what women consider to be sexually attractive. All the men who our female ancestors didn't consider to be sexually attractive failed to reproduce and were eliminated from the gene pool. Chapter 8. Brute Force Strategy. A quote from Karl von Clausewitz. The best strategy is to always be very strong. End quote. Battles that are won by strategy are rare. Most are won by sheer brute force. The aim of this essay is to lay out the brute force strategy, or BFS, that can be used to succeed in different areas of life. BFS will not get you to the top 1% of a domain of performance, but it will get you into the top 20%. Transcending macro-dominance hierarchies. The BFS for transcending macro-dominance hierarchies is this: have a high IQ and high energy levels. If you have an IQ of over 120 and the energy to work 60 hours a week, the probability of you ending up rich and powerful is fairly good, and the probability of you ending up poor and powerless is practically zero. High IQ plus high energy is an insurance policy against poverty. Seduction. The BFS for seduction is this: be extremely good looking, have a massive cock, and have high status in the macro-dominance hierarchy. If you are a man who is handsome and high status, like me, getting women to sleep with you will be laughably easy. If you are a man who is ugly and low status, getting women to sleep with you will be impossible. Sales work. The BFS for sales is this: be good looking, be extroverted, and have high energy levels. If you are a sales rep who is good looking, enthusiastic and extroverted, and who has the energy to work over 60 hours a week, the overwhelming probability is you will be in the top 20% of sales reps. In life, you have two choices: be an ignorant fool or a brilliant strategist. Buy the audiobook now to learn how to be the latter. Scroll down to find the link in the description. Click on the link. Purchase it now. Listen to the entire audiobook from start to finish. Then, watch your life transform.